Hail to the king. What's going on, everybody? Once again, you know who I am. Fucking videos after videos after videos. Well, 15 minutes is a lot less than 3 hours, but don't worry, I'm going to keep making the podcast if you were worried, but probably easier to listen to this shit. Anyways, I had a bunch of ideas coming to me, and at the end of the last video, if I uploaded it already, I'm guessing I have, I kind of had to, I noticed the time was at like 14 something, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta finish up, because I only got 15 minutes on YouTube. So I kind of scrunched shit in there. First of all, Dolores Cannon didn't die in 2012. It was 2014. It was in October, and I want to say the 16th or the 14th, and I can't remember when. So I'm sorry about that. No disrespect to Dolores. I think she's amazing, and I love what she taught, and I learned a lot from that woman. The whole psychic medium thing always rings true for me. Not that I'm a psychic medium, I'm not saying that, but you know, my grandma being that seventh sister of a seventh sister, and she totally was a psychic medium. She read predictions, fortunes through the old-fashioned way. Well, her old-fashioned way was tea leaves, but you know, tea leaves, you can put water in a bowl, do scrying. This person's DNA was in the fucking liquid at the bottom of the tea. You had to leave a little bit of tea. Anyways, point is that she was doing that with fucking a black cup. Anyways, and is that because that's in my blood? No, I think it's because it's programmed. As a kid, we all heard the stories about grandma having powers, so, you know, and that's programmed into me. So, like I said before, anything that you've been programmed from a kid, it rings true today. Is that why maybe I can do certain things? Probably. Is that why I'm having sleep paralysis happening again? Is it because, you know, sleep paralysis is just about, you know, the whole REM sleep thing? Your eyes, or, you know, not, or you have some kind of thing, or is it really... So I'm trying to talk to you, so I'm getting a message to you. Well, I don't know. Whenever I stopped being fearful of the demon thing I kept seeing, or like my wife's eyes turning into demons. You know, I had dreams inside dreams. My dream process is always the same. Whatever room I'm in, I'm awake, but my body's still paralyzed, basically. But then I would see certain things. And whenever I got rid of my fear of spirits, I stopped seeing those certain things. So who knows? But anyways, it's happening more and more and more, and now I'm seeing other... Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. I got so much more to say, I have to say. So, what I wanted to touch on here, I guess, is the manifestation part. So, I was trying to talk about a little bit about my ticket, because yesterday's video I put out, I talked about how to do a scratch ticket, and that wasn't my intention. I was just using that as, like, an example. But it rings true, because, like, after I made that video yesterday, maybe it's because I put it out here on YouTube and I believe in it so much. Maybe it's because, you know, maybe someone saw it, people saw it, so it's real in their mind, and then it becomes real in my reality. I don't know. That's always a good way to manifest, though. I'm telling you right now. What you tell people and they believe, and their mind believes it, your mind believes it, it's fucking way more powerful. That's why putting public sigils work well. That's why McDonald's logos and shit work well. But anyways, but manifestation is different per person. But not necessarily in the technique and the things you do. I think everybody can do sigils. I think everybody can do the writing down on paper, but I think one of those is going to work better depending on the person's energy, their birth chart, their astrology chart, their makeup. Like, I have more of a negative vibe. I have more earth and water elements. That's negative. That's female, rather. Because for me, plus and minus, up and down, that's polarity, and side to side is male and female, gender, and those are two different things. I'm going to explain that a bit today using this. So I'm going to try to explain polarity, the law of polarity, the law of vibration, and the law of gender, and maybe even cause and effect a bit. But you know, you might have to draw some of your own conclusions here if I don't say it right out. And if you're not ready, you're not ready. But when you are ready, you come back to this video, you'll see it by chance, synchronicity, whatever. But first, I want to talk about something right before this, okay? Something fast. I know people get weird about witchcraft and magic and shit like that. So that's why, you know, like I said before, new age, even just saying spirituality, meditation, you know, just things like that go over well. But understand that every negative connotation that's been put on witchcraft, saying what we worship devils or things like that, Lucifer, all things like that, that was created by the Catholic Church. And I got nothing against the Catholic Church per se, except for maybe some family members they may have burnt. But, you know, in a past life, I might have been a fucking priest burning a witch. So who knows? But point is, I don't have nothing against them, but they created that somewhere down the line. We didn't create that ourselves. Now, I do know some... All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's me again doing this same shit. Teaching, saying, helping, whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to do it. What to talk about? Well, I gotta keep talking about what I've been talking about, so I know what to talk about. How to start. And this is going to be added to a 4-minute video that I put at the beginning of my podcast episode yesterday. I was supposed to play the a much larger part of that book at the end of my podcast, but fucking computer. That was basically a test. Because if you haven't noticed, anybody out there who follows, or not follows, but who listens to my podcast and maybe watches these videos, if there is anybody that does both, I don't know. That's why I put all the audio from the last 7 videos on the podcast, and as an additional whatever to the podcast, because I did the podcast before I made videos, I added something extra on there. Just a 4-minute video I never released because it was never complete, and then I added some book. The Secret History, Witchcraft and a Secret History, which basically goes over a bunch of different types of witchcraft before and after Christ, and just kind of proves the shamanistic aspects of a lot of crafts. It talks about the Celts, the Druids. It talks about oh man, it's just too much to go over right now, but it basically explains how the devil worship aspect of witchcraft that comes along with it was created by the Catholic Church as a way of saying that the spirits we're communing with couldn't be the same as them. Therefore, if you're with the witches, you're against us, and that means you have to be killed. And it just fit very well with the thing I said about Jesus yesterday and all that. Not that I believe in Jesus or any of that. I believe in Jesus as an archetype, not as an actual human being that died for our sins, as the main story we see in the Hollywood movies still here today. And whether, Zeitgeist was right about all the other stories that came before Jesus, like the story of Osiris, Mithra, and all the other fucking divine beings from all these other places around the world that have the same exact story. I think that's just more proof of, not necessarily that Christianity stole the story, although they did, but it's more proof of just archetypical story. Because here's the thing, Infinite Waters, and there's a few others. I don't want to name them all. I love Infinite Waters. I love listening to Ralph Spar. He's fucking awesome. But there's a lot of synchronicity in some of the things we're saying and I'm saying, not like completely, but like I've talked about how the left hand, the left side, Hitler, all this shit reminds me of that, and it scares me that I think we start coming close to that. And he had a video not that long ago about that same fucking thing. I talked about the symbolism about wearing masks and stuff. He's talked about the same thing there, you know what I mean? And it's not like he's listening to my shit. I mean, that'd be cool if, every once in a while he listens to my shit and there's something that sparks something in him and then he elaborates on it even further. And, if I have only had 1 or 2 viewers on my videos, but one of them is somebody who influences a whole fuckload of people, well, then, I consider myself still useful and helping out and all that. So that would be just as cool as influencing as many people as he has, in my eyes. Because if I have the ability to influence somebody who can influence multiple thousands, 100,000s, whatever, how many people listen to the fuckload? Way more than that much. Anyways, but that's awesome. But I'm not saying that's what happens. What I'm trying to say is that's how archetypes work. We intuitively, anybody who's intuitive, especially with what's going on with the consciousness, the way people are feeling, anybody who kind of feels that subtle energy, even if they can't explain it, even if it's not like, all right, you don't get this message in your head like this is how everybody's feeling, but you start talking about how other people are feeling, the ones that are going to connect with you on your channel, the ones that are going to watch your shit. He literally goes on Instagram Live and people ask questions and he'll answer that questions, but then within his videos he elaborates on that, and I'm telling you right now, that's like the shit he intuitively knows that people are going through, that people need to hear. So that's my point. The archetypal story of Jesus Christ is one that has happened throughout history. He's the ultimate perfect man who was discriminated against for just trying to uplift people. It's a story about how if you will go, regardless of the magic and the miracles, let's just put that aside, if you will go against the structure in a way, and that puts the people who control the structure in fear. They don't know your intentions. If they're fearful they're going to lose their power if you're doing it, you know, for whatever reasons, who knows? Whether they're legitimately trying to look out for the best interests of the people, or if they're just power mongers. And I think it's probably a little bit of both. It's probably, that's why most things have committees with multiple people, and things shouldn't be necessarily communist, so you can have wide variety of people making decisions, but even that can be corrupt. So I'm not here to defend or say anything like that. Point is, if you fucking upset the establishment gets pissed off and things happen. Now, Divine Venus, Alyssa, I can't say her last name. Fuck, I wish I could though. I feel like I'm insulting her. And man, I just watched like, I don't know, 5 of her fucking videos, and they just fucking dumbfounded me. Like, awesome, you know, just the connection she has with whatever information is coming to her when she's speaking, whether that's just from years and years of doing astrology readings and books and all that, or most likely she's got a divine connection coming through her at the same time that gives her the correspondences. You know, this whole channeling business of getting in this state of mind and all that. Like I said, the way the fucking world is working, the way the collective consciousness is evolving, people don't need to get into altered states of mind to necessarily channel information. I swear to God, it just starts coming through you and you just start speaking it. You just have to be open to it and invite it, basically. And not even that much. It's not like you have to say, okay, spirits, I want you to talk through me. Don't take over my body, but just talk through me. You don't even have to do that. Start talking about something you're passionate about and see what happens. The Mars energy will come through you. Every time you're passionate and you have love for it, you know, the Venus energy might come through you. It's just, you'll see what I mean. Anyways, 4 plus 7 is what? 11. So I'll say 13. 2 more minutes because I'm adding this to a 4-minute video. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how and why you should only manifest, or why the neophyte grade in magic is important, why going to a sacred spot and purifying it with the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram over and over again for 6 months to a year is important for you to do manifestation only in that spot, and how that trains your mind to only do manifestation in that spot, so that you're not, whenever you start becoming, because I'm telling you right now, you can, maybe I'll get into more of that in the next video, but if you're manifesting things on a whim and in fear and stuff like that, you don't want to make this thought come in your head about your mother, and you know, you're so busy you forget to banish it away about, you know, something passing and then something happening, is what I mean. So if you have only a specific spot that you do your manifestation in over and over and over again, then you kind of train yourself that that's the only place you do it. Therefore, you're not going to have to worry about that as much. Very seldomly will you actually manifest something to happen for you when you're just out and about. Like me, like the one time I was thinking about my wife hitting an animal because she didn't have her brights on, and then she in fact hit an animal because she didn't have her brights on. You don't want that to happen. That experience showed me that I need to make sure, program and get it in my head that I need to make sure that I'm only manifesting things when I want to, which means in a circle at my temple. And that could be in your head as well, but as long as in your head you're at your temple, you can program it like that to work like that, and I'll talk about that more next video. All right, thanks.